one else's.
Works now. All right, Chris.
Chris, welcome to the audio. It's the best part of the show, really.
I gotta find more pencil.
Uh-oh.
I have a special announcement during this, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's a good one. It's a
New
good.
baby?
No.
Thought you got the fever.
If it was a new baby, Evan's like, uh-oh. Whoopsie.
By the by, don't let me forget to tell you or show you afterwards, give you the link to that thing I was working on.
Oh, yes. Already?
I forgot, well, it's not done, but I figure you want to look into the progress.
Sure. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
I have a little secret to tell during this. Evan walks out.
That's
One thing I just thought about, and I'm saying this because I know I'm going to do it. I'm going to try not to, and just so you guys know that are in the chat, and if you can tell people who join the show in the chat, we're not going to be, at least that I know of, we're not going to be interacting with the chat because the main show is going to be on YouTube, and it wouldn't make sense to the viewers on YouTube or Spreaker or anything else if we are addressing you in the chat. They're not going to know what is going on. So just so you guys know, once we actually go live for the show itself, just know that we're probably not going to be replying to you in the chat.
Yep, just want to give you guys as many ways as possible to view the show, and we don't want to cater towards one specific audience, or else it's gonna, someone in the UK can't watch it live, and some people can't get to the YouTube videos, so.
Ooh, Art Institute delayed opening. We got some snow, so.
Replying to everybody, so screw y'all.
Do it.
I'm just gonna be talking randomly throughout the show.
I'll be replying to myself too.
So we've got Evan's customary walkout as soon as we start out of the way. So I think we can get going here.
Nice.
So guys, season 2, episode 1 of the Ctrl+Z cast. Can't believe it's finally here. But we are extremely excited to get this season started, and we've got some big plans for the show this year. Most notably, the change that you can probably see right off the bat is our newest host, Travis from Gamer VFX. He made this a lovely stream overlay that you're looking at currently.
I forgot to send you an invoice for that, by the way.
Yeah. I have some chocolate bars.
Already collected for you.
Yes, I sent your chocolate to Evan. I apologize. It's a mix-up in the address. I don't know. But so Travis will be joining us on a weekly basis, and don't worry, we still will have Josh and Zach on the show. Josh is pretty tied up right now with his brand new baby boy that was just born, what, guys, 2 weeks ago?
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, so super fresh there. So he's gonna pop in whenever he can, and Zach, he extremely busy with school and his day-to-day activities. So again, he will be popping in as often as he possibly can. But us three will continue on as much as we can, as long as coffee's still a thing. We'll have Evan.
Wait for that IV to come in. I was gonna pour this in there, and it's done for.
You know, I actually saw on Instagram this girl. She was having her bachelorette party in Vegas, and after the weekend was over, she had an IV of like I don't even know, like anti-inflammatories and like the all kinds of stuff like that is supposed to help with hangovers and things like that. Like they partied so hard they had to get an IV for to
Jeez.
like like I don't know.
Change out the oil.
Yeah, exactly.
That- That's crazy, man.
That's like
Insane.
that. I've heard of that before. You know, there's interviews with I forget which band it was, but there was some band where like one of the guys needed like straight up blood transfusions and stuff because of just going way too hard. And
Yeah, yeah, I don't
man,
think
come
That's
on.
insane.
I don't think it was that serious, but
That's not a
it was
big
just
giant red stop sign. I don't know what.
I can't imagine. I mean, if you smash enough guitars, that's gotta have a pretty big effect on your bloodstream. All that rage.
yeah.
Or fun. One of those.
Yeah. But yeah, so that is what we've got going. We've also got some exciting guests scheduled for you guys.
Yeah,
We got
ball game.
Jared or Sueda coming back this season. I'm still working on a time or a specific date for him, so we'll let you guys know as soon as possible on that. He was really excited to be back on the show, and we're excited to have him, of course. Um, we've also got Ozenrique. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Probably
Goes
not.
by Oz, right? Is his
Yeah,
name Oz? Yep.
yeah. He's a photographer for Astro Gaming, so that will be exciting. We've got Jefferson Prince. He is the creator of the new first person shooter game that's going to be crowdsourced. You probably heard it on Twitter. It's Starnet Eclipse. So he will be on talking about that game and his experiences there, and we'll also be having uh, Musketon, I think is how you pronounce that. Again, probably butchered that, but he is a professional freelance artist and amazing work from that guy. If you don't know who he is, you should check him out on Instagram. But he will be on the show, so we can talk about him more whenever he comes on. So that's just a few guests that we're going to be having this season.
I also
And
heard that we're gonna have Obama and all of AC/DC one night. So
yep,
you ready
yep.
for that one?
Get ready for that. Also, whoever wins the NBA Finals, we're gonna have the whole team in a Skype chat.
Man, I'm not ready
They're
for
gonna
that.
they're gonna take their time out of their busy days.
We have the guy that created Helvetica. He's coming back. He's gonna come up here.
Yep.
Is that guy still alive?
Huh.
Who?
The guy that
who
created
created
Helvetica.
Helvetica?
I think it's like
Yeah.
Sam something.
Oh man. You know, we should know this.
Should we? Should we? Should we really?
Should we know every font designer ever?
Maybe. You know, not all of them, but
His name is oh, Max.
Mad Max.
So,
Uh,
also, we're going to be introducing some new parts of the show. It's going to be some fun content for you guys to participate with us. Also, it's going to be some tips and things that we're going to be giving away to you guys as well. So, one of the new segments is Travis's top 5, and we will let him explain that now.
Yeah, so each week when we stream and upload a show, I'm going to do a segment called Travis's Top 5, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a different top 5 listing. So it's going to be things like top 5 Google fonts you should try, or top 5 portfolios I came across, or for example today I'm doing the top 5 Google extensions for designers, and we'll get into that shortly.
Yes, very good. So it's going to be a pretty cool segment, I think, and definitely let you guys in on some designer secrets.
Shh,
You
don't
gonna
tell
give them all away? We're not gonna give them all away, right?
We're going to give 25% of them away.
25%.
Oh, quarter of them.
25% of 30%. We're going to
25% of 30% of the time it works. Every time.
And then also Evan is going to be challenging you guys on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And some of the challenges may extend over a couple weeks depending on what the challenge is exactly, but he's going to put you guys to the test.
Yep. So we'll try to keep it within a week, so by hopefully by we're gonna try to keep recording on Mondays and probably give you guys until like Friday, so then I can compile them and then we'll go over some of the submissions that came in, and more on that stuff. And if it's longer than a week, it'll probably be a continuation of the prior week or something. We'll just build onto it and challenge you guys to do some stuff, get out of your comfort zones.
Uh-oh.
Yep, it's all legal. Don't worry.
Yeah. Design a logo for a women's fragrance, and you're like,
What you guys don't know is you'll submit the work, and then Evan will send it to clients and get paid for it.
Yeah. We're not really feeling this one. Yeah, the client's like, can we see like 3 more concepts? All right, guys, challenge for this week. Hit it again.
I just see the stream go. I just see the stream go to please stand by. Like, you can't say that. You can't
Elevator
say
music.
the producers in the background yelling at us right now.
We have our legal department is shouting at us right now.
He's tweeting out.
Very,
Ignore
very-
everything they say.
Very upset. But the cool thing about that though is whenever you send us the submissions, which will be via Twitter, we will retweet those submissions, so your work will be shown to our audience, and also we will showcase some of our favorite pieces on the show as well. So
Much more visual this time around.
yeah,
More
Yep.
stuff to see.
yep.
More
We know
stuff
you guys don't
moving.
want to- yeah, we know you guys don't want to be staring at us the whole time, so
Yeah.
so that is the plans, and I feel like this season we're really gonna ramp it up this season, so I'm excited about it. I know that Evan and Travis, they don't care, but
You have no idea how excited I am.
Travis is particularly excited.
You have no idea.
How excited are you, Travis?
On a scale of 1 to 10, like at least banana.
Banana. There you go, folks. I mean,
Banana
straight
excited.
From his mouth. Straight from his mouth. So what I wanted to do to sort of kick things off here is just catch everybody up on what we've been up to since the end of season 1, which was what was that, Evan? Like last
Oh man,
October or something like
try to
that.
remember things again, aren't you?
Well, you had the coffees.
Yeah. Quick, name all of your kids' date of births. Reverse order.
Oh man, I don't have those tattooed yet. Their names. Working on it.
I messed up, man. Trying to remember wedding anniversary and stuff. Nah, I didn't mess up. It's in September. I know that much.
This year at some point. No.
I know it's this year.
It's in September, give or take 11 months.
Yes.
When was the last episode? When?
I'll have to check the YouTube to be sure, but I want to say that it was like October-ish.
Was it October? Yeah. The holidays sure hit hard this year. It was an extra long hiatus of all sorts of stuff.
It's a super lie because I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, you had a kid, so
Yep.
there you go.
My holidays were really kind of. This was probably the least stressful and busy holiday that I've had in several years. I mean, we just stayed home. We went over to my in-laws, and that was about it. And they just live, like an hour away.
Yeah.
It was really low key.
Episode 12 was 5 months ago.
5 months ago.
That would make it October, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think we skipped season 2 is what happened. We just went
Yeah.
straight to season 3.
So we're like Windows, we just go from 8 to 10. We don't even care. What are
Wait a
numbers?
yeah.
What
Wait
is
a minute.
math?
Wait a minute. I just realized because they're announcing Windows 10. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. What happened to Windows 9?
Well, we determined that Windows 8 was so bad that
We just need
they
to get
just
out
wanted
of
to
the
give
single digits.
yeah, they just wanted to give a buffer. They just wanted that,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. May- Maybe their UI expert was like, we've determined that the number 9 doesn't sit well with people, and we're just gonna skip that number.
It's just real
That
bad.
is, I'm gonna look that up. That's why did Windows?
Because I think technically right now it's Windows 8.1 or something, but I
So
could be wrong.
while Evan is looking that up, Travis,
Yes.
tell us what is going on in this young new year for you.
Oh yes. January I had this genius idea to start embark on a very large project, which is actually going really well at this point. We're almost done with it, and it'll be live soon. But essentially, what it is most designers are familiar with websites like Graphic River, Creative Market, where you can go on and buy graphic design assets like fonts, mockups, textures, vectors, stock art, and all kinds of other files. But I started to see a trend that like a lot of these sites start to pop up. However, after browsing through several of them, they kind of blend together. So I started up my own, and with the help of my illustrator on the Gamer GFX team, we created these zombie characters. And so the name of it is Pixel Zombies. It's pixelzombies.com, and essentially each zombie represents a different file type. So we have like this green zombie guy, and he represents mockups, and then we have this girl zombie who's got pink, and she represents fonts. So we created this huge kind of website, designed it all, and right now it's in development and should be live most likely. We're probably looking towards the end of March, maybe April. So yeah, once we're live, I'll definitely tweet it out, and you guys should check it out. And if you're a designer, definitely go check it out and get some awesome fonts from Evan, and get some mock-ups and textures and all kinds of cool stuff. And we'll definitely be adding new files each month actively. So
Yeah, it
yeah.
sounds like it's going to be a really cool deal, and uh, especially if you're a newer graphic designer, it's going to be some good resources to get you kick-started. And even if you're at a professional level or you're doing client work, it can definitely assist you. I know I saw some. I signed up for the newsletter, so I got some mock-ups that you guys sent out, and was there a font? I want to say there was a font that went
Yeah,
out.
there was a font that Maddie designed called Longshot.
Yeah,
It's pretty
It's
good.
really good font.
yeah,
Yeah.
really good font. So I mean, right there, you know, for just signing up for the newsletter, I already got, what, $20 worth of assets absolutely for free. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, we have to lure you
More
in
than
somehow. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, so we're gonna start off with that, and the general public won't know this, but you guys can kind of get a little sneak peek. But essentially, we're gonna expand that site out into a little more. Once we have more time and we have a bunch of files on there, we're gonna expand it out into sort of a blog as well, and we're gonna kind of develop these characters a little more. So we have an old guy zombie who's just super grumpy all the time, and and so we're gonna kind of develop these characters and come up with some really good blog content, so like tutorials and just stuff like that, and eventually down the road probably introduce some themes and stuff, WordPress themes and other things that you can expect on these design sites.
Yeah, there's gonna be
nice.
some pretty decent variety on there because we like to wear multiple hats. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's also another good thing about it is it's not just one thing. It's not just all fonts or all patterns or all mock-ups. It covers a wide range uh, of necessities.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so that's really cool. And of course, if you guys don't know, Travis is the owner, founder, king of Gamer GFX.
King. Yes. On
They
my
call him that. He
Monarchy.
requires it.
while I sit on here on my design throne.
Throne.
the kingdom of GFX.
I'm gonna get you a goblet for your next birthday.
I would love a goblet. Do you need my address?
You,
I want it to say hashtag GFX on it.
you don't want it to say that.
I don't.
You
I
don't
don't.
want it to say that.
Well, speaking of that, by the way, just real quickly, so for those of you that know, I'm Travis. I own Gamer GFX, and we have some really, really talented designers on that team, and we're producing some really great client work for esport.
Talented. What?
Yes, talented. Oh, get out of here. Get out of town. I ban you from GFX Kingdom. But we're doing some really cool stuff for esport teams and gamers. But anyway, so we've been around for about a year and a half, and we decided it was time to actually rebrand and get rid of the whole GFX term because it's kind of not a great word. It's used in the wrong way in a lot of situations, and it was just a quick name that we threw together, or technically I threw together a while ago. So anyway, we're rebranding. That'll be live next month, and henceforth we shall be known as blank blank. I can't tell you.
Oh, come on.
Blank designs, everybody.
But
So cool. So
yeah, lots of what's that?
When are we gonna know?
We're
the
probably
bean's going to be spilt.
yeah, we're looking at like probably mid-March we'll be live with the rebrand, new website, and oh, and by the way too, we hired a very, very talented video guy who does some really great intros, and he's going to be starting with us when we do launch that brand. So we'll definitely be introducing video as part of our services. So expanding the kingdom.
So you guys are gonna do like intros or
Yep.
beyond that?
Yes, intros. We're going to be doing some kind of premium video overlays, which you guys will actually see on the next video for Ctrl+Z. You'll see those in action. So we'll start offering those for teams and individual players for their streams, doing some really interesting, full, pretty much anything you can do in After Effects, you can apply it onto a stream with some pretty cool new plugins for OBS and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So basically, this new guy is Evan's arch enemy because he hates anything that moves in graphics. He doesn't like it.
Who? What?
Doesn't like it.
Does this come from your deep-seated hatred for Flash or what?
Don't talk about Flash or After Effects. It starts
Don't
getting
even.
twitchy.
Don't even say things that rhyme with Flash.
That is a demon program.
It is red after all. That program is the devil.
That's a whole nother episode.
We can't even get into it.
Episode 3. Evan.
So much deep-seated hatred. That's gonna be on our. That's gonna be on our therapy
Yeah.
episode. Evan's gonna be on the couch, and we're gonna be.
Oh man, I could just see like a total skit with that, like designer therapy. He walking, he's
I
like,
can't even watch like the movie Flash Gordon or anything. Anything with the term in it makes me just crazy. I'm gonna break something.
man. So yes, Doctor, I was working on
Song
a
comes on and it's done. I'm out.
There's
Doctor.
a
I was
gas station we have in the south called Flash Market. You could never go there.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
yeah. I would have already been arrested. That's for something.
Give me all your money.
Are you working with Adobe?
Sadly, Evan won't be joining us this week. He's doing time for trying to knock over
Evan is now on hiatus for 12 to 18 months. Depends on the good behavior part of it.
You know how when you opened the Adobe programs, it like, well, it used to. It listed out like all the main developers of it, and like Thomas Knoll was like the main guy behind a lot of them, like Photoshop and stuff. I wonder if you ever looked at those names when you opened Flash and just like started writing them down in your little booklet.
My hit list.
You're, and you hear like the the Kill Bill theme song starts playing in your head.
Oh man.
Work your way up to
Yeah,
Thomas
yeah,
Knoll,
yeah,
creator of
that's
Adobe.
Yeah.
How dare you buy this program? That's funny.
That was a program you're supposed to leave them with. You weren't supposed to pick that one up.
Yeah. So, Evan, what have you been up to in 2015?
Let's see. I had eggs for breakfast. Uh, I
Interesting
got my
choice.
pants on today.
Scrambled eggs, or how do you?
Oh,
how do
that's
you
too
have them?
hard, man.
This is an important question.
This is important, like
There was like toast in there somewhere,
toast.
and yeah,
In the eggs?
2015.
Have
No,
you?
I've been the holidays were we didn't go anywhere either, but it was just extremely busy. I didn't really take any time off. We just kind of trucked through them. So I think we took Christmas off or part of Christmas. um, and then yeah, it's been hard just getting back up into gear and getting back on a schedule. So
Hmm.
Man,
lots going on. Kids getting bigger, that school thing.
Tell you.
Um, it's interesting. Put it lightly.
yeah. I can't. I mean, you got tons of little rugrats running around. I just have the one, and she's about to turn 2, and she's already kind of entering that. What do you mean I can't have this balloon? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she does her little meltdown. So
So
Yep. Is she
yeah.
2 yet?
she's not 2 yet. She'll be 2 in May.
Oh my. Terrible twos are a real thing.
Oh, I am getting the. You know how you see the light at the end of the tunnel? I see the darkness entering the tunnel right now.
See the demon standing at the.
So it's just beginning, and I know there's no other road to go. There's like no roads. I have to drive through this tunnel, and yeah, it's happening. So slowly but surely, you will see less and less of me. No, I'm just kidding.
This is a good point. This is a good point that somebody brought up, Evan. As the kids get older, you can start enslaving them to do packaging and printing and other things you need to
I've
do.
already been trying.
Yeah, check out his sticker series. He's already putting them to work. Yeah, the monster stickers.
I've got a video that I keep procrastinating on that I need to edit where it's a follow up to the Heisenberg one. So it's Tom and I,
Uh-oh.
but we had to do it over Skype because he's in England. So he's drawing, of all things, he's drawing. I guess there's a draw program on the DeviantArt website. Did you guys know that?
What program?
A drawing program on the DeviantArt website.
Like within the site itself?
Yeah, like
Oh,
it's,
interesting.
I don't know if it's Canvas or I hope it's not Flash. I'm gonna have to send them a letter. But you can draw, and I can't remember if it sees, because Tom picked up after doing the Heisenberg thing. Tom picked up a tablet, so he's got a tablet.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, at his place. And so we were going to do a follow up to the sticker. We're going to do another sticker. So Tom started doodling something, but it was on the other end. It was myself and then all 4 of my kids, right? And Tom made the he asked them, what should this be? And talk about just a complete train wreck of 4 little voices going at the same time, barking orders at poor Tom, and he was able to roll with it. And I'm amazed that he could like figure out what they were talking about and actually draw this stuff on the DeviantArt thing on the Flash program.
Is it Flash?
but it was. I'm debating whether or not what to do with that part because it's pretty chaotic. It probably ruins some people's speakers. It's yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So
Just so you guys know, we do also plan to get Tom on if we can work out some time scheduling with him. Hopefully,
see how it goes.
we could get him on the show, and you know, he can
I'll sweet talk him.
he can give us the scoop on what it's like working with Evan.
Nice. Lots of interesting back and forths.
We may not be able to live stream that episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we need a beat button. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know if I would.
Are you gonna dye your hair blue as well, Evan?
I don't know. I could.
Yeah, why not?
Why
Yeah.
not? Do it.
Do it.
But I have to dye it teal.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna ask Travis here for the RGB value for that.
I think it's if you just do color : green.
What?
I think that's teal. I'm not sure.
You just go into the hairstylist and you just hand her an RGB. And
Can you make
I
this?
want this.
That good trip, I walk in there with my Pantone book. I want this color.
Fan-
You hold
Like-
it up, you're like, that's not right.
What if she totally was just like totally went with it? She's like coated or uncoated?
Oh, I would flip out. She
You
has
like-
eyebrows too.
Would you like web safe or?
Yeah. That's funny.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. So we know you're also working on the Pixel Zombies, as Travis said before. Do you have any other projects?
Nah, I mean,
You got the new job since we talked
Yeah,
last.
yeah. I switched jobs. Yeah, well, it's good.
That is what it is.
But yeah, it keeps me really busy, and then you know the playing around with drawings and stuff at night. So I like to keep creative, that's for sure. If I don't, I go nuts. So
I hear that, man. I have so much stuff going on, and I complain
What's that?
about it. Well, I have so much stuff going on, and a lot of times I complain about it. But at the end of the day, like, I kind of have to have all this stuff going on. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get burnt out of doing one style or one job. You know, same
Yeah.
style clients.
Yep.
Yep.
For us, I guess it works when your hobby is also your job. I guess that could be good and bad, but
Yeah,
you
workaholic.
just you just got to keep. That's why making fonts and stuff and drawing and whatever, just keeping creative and it's really, if you don't, you go crazy.
Yeah. One of my problems with that is kind of like you said, it could be a good or a bad thing having your job be a hobby, and as you guys know, I mean, I'm probably way too passionate about doing design, and every once in a while it gets to a point where I need to kind of just make myself like, all right, I'm gonna take a break tonight, and just watch a movie, hang out with my family, because if I don't, I'll just sit here all night and all day doing design and not even get bored of it.
Yep.
I gotta step outside every once in a while.
I'm not going outside right now. I got snow out there.
I do
so-
too, actually. It's coming down pretty hard, so if we lose power, sorry.
Sorry. That's all,
Yep.
folks.
Hazards of
Weather's
the.
been terrible here. It was 72 today.
Oh, that's frigid, frigid. Whew. Did you bundle up or what? I mean, do you have one of those cars where you can start it from the remote so it can warm up before you go out there?
I took a sweatshirt with me.
Yes, man. Careful, man. Frostbite's not a joke.
I don't do well in cold, dude. I lived in Virginia for 1 year, and that was enough. I could not.
Yeah.
I couldn't be. I'm a lightweight. Couldn't do it.
Well, I grew up in
Yeah.
Houston, so I mean, I grew up in really humid, hot weather, and then I lived in Delaware during like middle school, which was a total like climate change, and I guess I got kind of used to both worlds. And now North Carolina's kind of like a medium. We get really cold winters and we get hot summers. so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, so basically in Arkansas we can have all 4 seasons within 1 week. So for instance, right now we have snow, but on Friday, it's either Friday or Saturday, it was 65 degrees.
Wow.
And then it was just like, man, snow. So,
Just
you
out of
know,
nowhere.
yeah, just completely out of nowhere. And the past few years, our snow has been coming more like February and March instead of December and January, like normal places.
Man.
So it's fun. It's fun trying to dress your children for weather that is
Yeah.
just absolutely ridiculous.
It's easier out here though. It's like the trees have leaves, and then the next day they're bare. That's then they get leaves again all of a sudden.
You're like, what is this magic?
Oh, August just happened. Okay.
Oh, is that a thing still?
It's
Or?
that fall.
So, just real quick, running over what I've been up to. Speaking of Josh's new baby, I also added one to my bloodline, baby boy, and he's about a month and a half now. So, yep, the wife's got him back in the other room right now, trying to keep him as quiet as possible. So, we've had our hands full there, but also was able to relaunch my website so I can start doing that again in hopes that my wife's not going to have to go back to work, which she's excited about.
That's awesome, man.
So working on that, and then possibly going to be doing a few other things later in the year that I can't necessarily talk about right now, but it's going to be some big things.
He's joining the FBI.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that already happened, but
I knew it. I knew it.
please stand by. We need to get that graphic. Travis is our sound and graphics guy for this season, so
Yeah, so don't expect anything very
so
good.
spam his Twitter to get the please stand by screen. But yeah. So speaking of Twitter, that's how we're going to be taking a majority of our interactions this year. We really like to hear what your guys' questions are and what topics you want us to discuss on the show, guests that you'd like to see on the show. We'd like to see your artwork, if it's Ctrl+Z related or not. We want to see your artwork. Yeah, so just everything. Like, if you have a burger for lunch, we want to know what that burger is. But
Hey, Nick.
Actually, we do.
Hey, Nick.
We eat a lot. Yeah.
I had a burger for lunch today.
You did?
Yes, I did.
What kind of burger?
It was just from McDonald's. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't in a hurry. I just wanted McDonald's.
Was it a Royale with cheese?
It was just the standard double cheeseburger from the dollar menu, because that's how I roll. I was on my way from school to work. What's that?
I was just saying nice.
Yes.
You worked today?
Yeah, I did. The snow didn't hit until like about 4 or so.
You work at like an actual office, yeah?
Yeah, I
Okay.
work at
I
a.
couldn't remember if you work from home or not.
No, the only home-based stuff I do is the gamer graphics stuff. But yeah, I work at an actual office, an agency, anywhere between like 36 to 38 hours a week. And then I have a full-time school too, which I can't wait to be done with.
Yeah. And everyone's getting all excited about the snow days around here, and I'm just like, yeah, I go to school, so I gotta go to work, whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, so that Twitter, if you guys aren't already following us, do so at Ctrl+Z Cast, all one word. Check us out there. Again, we will be posting this show and all of our episodes this season to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Ctrl+Z because we are branded very well.
Yeah, and I'm sure
Together, the cohesiveness.
I'm sure we'll post links to all that stuff in the description, and then if you are a fast typer, all that stuff's in the bottom of the video.
It's where our pants should be, but they're not there.
Yep, just a bunch of social media links where pants should be.
Yep. Please stand by. See, it's perfect. You can just throw it in.
I do need to get one.
We need to. We'll ramp that up. About episode 10 or 11, we'll get like one sound, like a clapping sound or something. I'm sure. He'll figure it out. He'll figure it out. So, all right, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into Travis's top 5 and
all
check
right.
that out.
Cool. All right, so let me switch the scene over here real quick.
Transition.
All right, so transition. Hey, I need that light on. Oh, my wife wants to look at the snow.
No, not snow, ice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's pretty icy out there. So, all right, guys. So this is the top 5 Google Chrome extensions that you need to get as a designer. And I use these almost every single day. And right now you're looking at Evan Eckerd's website because I'm going to use it as an example to show you how some of these plugins work. So the first.
Break it.
Yeah, I'm going to break your site, Evan.
Code is clean.
Yeah, I'm not going into work tomorrow. It's pretty snowy. Yes, I see the parking lot. Thank you, babe.
Thanks, babe.
Thank you. My cat just ran out. Like, give me out. All right, so the first one is called What Font, and again, I'm going to link all of these. We'll link these at the bottom of the video in the description. So the first one is called What Font. So as you guys know, well, most of you probably know, you can right-click on websites and inspect element and view all of the font properties, but sometimes that takes a little more time than you want, and sometimes it's a little hard to figure out exact attributes. So this plugin called What Font, you simply click on this thing and now you're within it, and then you can hover over different fonts and you can see what it's called. So this one's called Sanchez Slab Bold, and then if you left click on it, it actually drops down more information. So it's Sanchez Slab Bold. The font size is 16, the line height is 22, and it also actually tells you the hex value of that font. So that one's definitely very cool. The second one is called, and it's actually activated right now, which is why his main navigation is in Lato and not the Sanchez. So this one's called StyleBot. And if I open up StyleBot, you can actually see if I right click here and I say StyleBot, style the element, I have this font family on Lato. I can change it back to the default. So here's the Sanchez. So I can essentially go through and change a bunch of properties within StyleBot, and it'll actually keep them styled when you come back to the website. So it's a pretty cool thing to check out and just mess around with different styles. And again, you can do that all within Inspect Element. But this one will actually keep the styles that you've applied to different websites, which is kind of interesting. So maybe like if you frequent a website a lot, but you always hate how small the font is, and instead of zooming in every time, you could actually style the site how you want with this StyleBot, and as long as it's still activated within Google Chrome, it'll actually keep those styles that you put on it. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let's hide this button and close this out.
If you go to somebody's site and it sucks, you can change it.
Yeah, you can change it up, and the difference being with Inspect Element. The difference being, so like with Inspect Element, I can change this font size here way up, but then the moment I go to a different size or I refresh, it's going to go back. Well, with StyleBot, it'll actually keep those settings that you put in there. So the third one, you can use either one of these. One of them is called Colorzilla, and another one is called Eyedropper. So it's just a matter of preference which one you like better, and it's pretty much exactly what you think it's going to do. When you click on it, you can click on Color Picker here, and then you can you can essentially pick from a page, and now you can see as I'm hovering over different colors, you can see the RGB, the hex, in the top, and then once I actually click on a color, it'll say color copy to clipboard, and then if I go back up here, I can go to the color picker and I can see all those attributes. So just another quick way of picking up some colors and getting those values rather than screenshotting it, bringing it into a program, and then eyedropping it. You can do it right within your browser. And then
that plug for years.
yeah, it's great.
Down with the print screen.
Yeah. The other one does the same thing, but it gives you more values. It gives you the closest standard color for CSS. So orange red is what it's telling us to use here. Here's the hex. It actually gives you the HSL, which is your hue, saturation, and lightness, and it also gives you your RGB. And what's cool about this is you actually have color history down here. So it'll actually show you all the previous ones that you've picked up. So it's pretty cool. And then what is this? The fourth one is called, and this is probably my favorite one. This is a plugin called Palette Tab, and what it does is every time you open a new tab within Chrome, like you're going to open a new site, it pulls up it essentially pulls a color scheme from a site called Color Lovers. And if I keep hitting this refresh thing up here, it's just going to flip through a bunch of different ones. And these are all color schemes that have like a high vote, so these are color schemes that usually work really well with each other. But on top of that, you can essentially highlight this hex right here and click it, and it actually copies that hex to your clipboard. So let's say you're flipping through here, you're just looking for some color inspiration for a logo or anything, and you're like, oh, I really like this teal. It's probably more green, but if you really like this one, you know, you're like, oh, I really like this color, you can just click it and boom, the hex is copied to your clipboard, and then you can go and mess around with it. On top of that, you'll see that it's showing you some fonts. Now what's really cool about this is it's actually showing you Google fonts. So these are all web safe fonts that you can get from Google's font library. And so I like to flip through here, and if I'm kind of burnt out of the standard like Open Sans, Lotto, Montserrat, and doing these fonts that I use all the time, I come here for some really good inspiration. So if I really like
never
this,
get enough of Lotto.
yeah, Lotto's great though. Yeah. So like, let's say I really like this one called Arimo. I can click on it. It's going to open up that font within Google Fonts, and here it is. And then I can go ahead and do my thing and use it. So this is definitely, and again, that's called Palette Tab. And then essentially the fourth one isn't really even an extension. It's just the inspect element. I really, a lot of designers just starting out, and especially people that aren't web designers, don't know about this, but if you right click on anything, let's say you really love this text and you love the style of it, you can right click and inspect element, and then this is essentially showing your all the attributes with CSS. So it's going to show you your font family. Here is Sanchez Slab Bold. So if I uncheck that within these styles, you'll see it's disabling that. It's showing you the text transform is uppercase, so I can turn this on and off. And it's a really cool way to check out how websites are made, and what fonts they're using, what colors, and how they're structuring all these things, and how they're creating these interesting effects. Like for example, this little triangle thing that's down here, he's using this nav arrow and then positioning that with relative positioning and stuff like that.
I often wonder why they developed that whole thing when view page source pretty much does the exact same thing.
Probably just so, well, with inspect element you have the ability to essentially target what you want to inspect rather than page source. You actually have to find it.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's my top 5, technically top 4 Google extensions, and then the 5th one, just checking out inspect elements. So
really cool stuff there. Particularly the color thing. I get a lot of questions about, do these colors look good together, or what suggestions would you have for color on this? You know, that's something that a lot of especially new designers have trouble with, is color scheme. So so really cool tips there. And what was it called? What font?
Yes, it's called What Font.
That's pretty sweet. I'd never heard of that before, but that's pretty cool.
So it kind of bypasses the whole right-click, inspect element, find out the font's family, find out the size, the line height, the color. It just gives it to you right there.
Yep.
Oh,
Pretty sweet.
yep.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
Should be called Sherlock font.
Sure. You're gonna make that app, Travis.
Oh yeah, type snap.
Do it.
I will one day.
But yeah, so some really cool tips there, and if you guys know any other um, Google extensions, just tweet them at us at Ctrl+Z or let us know how these extensions helped us. I know Travis would be particularly excited to hear about that.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out, utilize them, and let us know how those work out for you. Um, so as we mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing a weekly challenge, courtesy of Evan's demented mind. He wants you guys to feel his pain, so he's going to challenge you on a weekly basis. So I'll let him go over this week's challenge and how you can enter and what the challenge is.
You want me to pop that up, Evan?
Yeah. So this week we're gonna start kind of easy. Well, I say easy, but it's actually not. It's
Yeah.
simply a logo challenge. So the logo challenge is essentially just to design a logo. It doesn't have to be anything super crazy or complicated. The simpler the better. And it can be for anything you want. So if it's for, say, you have a channel and you want to make a logo for yourself.
Hey, so I'm sorry, just real quick, I want to interject. If you guys missed those top 5 Google extensions, it will be in the description of the YouTube video. So if you missed those, you can check it out there to check out all 5 of those. Sorry. Go on with the challenge.
Completely cut off.
I did the composer thing. Yeah.
You know my short-term memory, right? It's gone.
Yeah. Well, it's on the screen. It's on the screen for you. Travis has your memory on the screen right now.
Where was I? Logos. So, yeah. I forgot where it was. It was examples. Okay, if you want to design a logo for yourself, that's cool in the gang, or for some sort of product, sports team, anything you want to. It can be fictional, it can be real, whatever. It's just a time to try to sit down and challenge yourself to come up with some sort of logo, and it can be more a word mark, which is just text based, or you can do something that has an icon or some sort of graphic in it. But I guess the only real limitation and why these logos are up on the screen is to try to do it one color. So these are examples of one color logos where it's just black on a background, where you can do the logo itself just has to be one solid color, and that's kind of the only stickler, is that one color logo, but it can be of anything. And so whatever you guys come up with, tweet it to us at Ctrl+Zcast, because we're well branded, and we will check it out there, and then I'll go through and we'll show some off on the next episode, and then come up with the next challenge. So it's all just have fun with it. It's just something to do, and doesn't have to be in any program. You can even just draw it out and take a picture and tweet us that. So yeah, it's just a way to get your brain percolating and do something fun. So that's the first challenge. And if you guys have ideas for other challenges, feel free to tweet those to us too, and we'll keep rolling on those. So yeah, first one's kind of short because we don't got nothing to show yet, but next week.
Well, yeah, we'll try. And depending on how many submissions we get, if we get a bunch of them, we'll probably just show off our favorites. But we'll try and show as many as we possibly can, because we want to give you guys something back for contributing to the show. So definitely gonna have that in store for you. So should be a cool challenge. Maybe Evan will participate in his own challenge if he gets a minute.
Yep. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we gotta
try.
figure out some sort of like uh, uh, platform, or even just getting them up on a website or something. And whatever logo you submit, tell us how you want it credited too, just so we got that down. So
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually we are going to put together something where you guys can submit this artwork to somewhere so it can be displayed for a period of time. So that way it's not just sort of a, oh, that was cool, and then, carry on with your lives. But, hopefully we're going to be putting a website together and stuff like that for the show and things like that. Those are future plans. Also, some other future plans that may or may not be in motion. But we possibly going to be releasing Ctrl+Z merchandise at some point in this season. So take a look at that and see what you guys possibly would want: T-shirts or stickers or whatnot.
Start with
We're
boxers.
interested. Yeah,
Boxers and socks.
we're actually going to start out with the lunch sack designs, like those brown paper bags.
Oh, I've been needing
We're
some of
just gonna
those.
just gonna do like hand illustrations and just send them out one of ones.
Hey, so just to kick off this season, I'm gonna do a quick $15 PayPal giveaway. If you're watching this on YouTube, this is an incentive to come actually to the live stream. So this only applies to people watching the live stream. Essentially, if they're tweeting at us right now, one of them is gonna win $15.
So you lucky 50 people, according
Yes.
to my.
one of you that has joined the stream right now, live, the show live, is gonna win $15. So anyway,
You need a cha-ching sound. Cha-ching.
yeah, I need one of those.
Come on, man.
Ching. Is that good? And we'll announce the winner once we end the show.
And once we when we're about to wrap things up, we'll take care of that. So speaking of that, make sure that you follow the live stream so that you can be notified when we go live. We're gonna definitely do every Monday night, pending any sort of emergency situations. And we're gonna try to keep it between 8 and 9, possibly 10 Central Time, anywhere in that block. It just depends on when we can get all the kids in bed and we can all actually get in here. So
We're just a bunch of dads.
Monday nights.
We're
Monday
just-
nights. That's the key to being a great designer is be a dad. So
yeah.
that's it. Like if you're worried about if you're going to make it in the business, once you have kids, you just
They are
become an
gr-
amazing designer.
You know, I love my daughter with first and foremost, I love my daughter, but secondly, she gets me out of so much stuff. Like, she's the best excuse maker I could ever come up with. like, like, like I'll be at work. I'll be at work even.
Clean, you
Yeah.
help me cook dinner real quick? Nah, I'm playing with the kids.
Yeah, I'm playing with the kids. Or like I'll be at work and I'll be like, man, I really want to go home and work on this like freelance project, and I'll be like, hey, so my kid, and I can just say anything. If I just started out with, oh, so hey, my kid, it's pretty much done deal. Like, okay,
pass.
go home.
Free pass.
Yep.
But it's also sort of a catch-22 because I basically just save all of my vacation days for my kids' sick days. That's pretty much what I do. Work. I'm just like, well, I could take vacation, or I could just take a day off when my kid gets sick.
Yeah.
So I completely lost my train of thought. We're talking about, oh, right, the YouTube channel. If you're gonna check out the YouTube videos, we will be posting all of these shows to the YouTube as we did last season at youtube.com/Ctrl+Z cast. So make sure you check that out and follow us on Twitter at Ctrl+Z. It's really easy. I mean, you just basically type in social network slash Ctrl+Z, and we're there. Even if we haven't made one on that
Like we
social
planned it
network,
or something.
even if we haven't made an account on that yet, it will just magically appear because we're that good.
So
We
if you
have
go to
a-
nike.com/Ctrl+Zcast,
Yep.
it will be there. Yeah.
It will say 0% discount on your next purchase.
Yes. It'll say, it looks like what you meant was. Did you mean. No, never mind. Interesting 4 to 4 pages. Speaking
Yeah.
of, we need to come up with a really cool one for Pixel Zombies. I haven't given that more thought.
A challenge.
It
So
needs to be
what's-
perfect.
What all, I mean, were you just like, did you just have a dream one day about Pixel Zombies and
Well,
that just came up with it, or?
I guess kind of. I mean, I use the design asset sites a lot, and primarily just for mockups because I like to showcase my logos. When I send them to clients, I like to put them on different mockups that are either relatable to the business. So if we're doing like an apparel logo, you're gonna put the logo on some apparel, right? And the reason why is when a client sees not just the logo, but they actually see their logo in use, it makes that logo. Obviously, it's on the screen, but it makes it tangible, and they can actually start visualizing how their brand is really going to work with that logo, applied to, phones and all kinds of stuff. But so I use those sites a lot, and I kind of fell in love with the way that the files were actually built. So I started my own shop and started doing some mock-ups primarily. I did a few kind of like stock things here and there, like some badges and stuff. But I just really loved how it's really kind of based on the photography too. So I had some fun. I grabbed a camera. I just got a new camera. That's a really nice one. So I just been running around town, having old ladies look at me weird when I'm taking pictures of clothes inside the store. Like, what is this young man doing taking pictures? But
Is this hellion up to?
yeah, and like it's for GFX. Don't worry. But yeah, I just kind of fell in love with all that stuff. I guess in all, I sort of just love the whole branding as a whole and just the whole idea of branding. So I started building a bunch of mock-ups, and then I was like, well, I started making a pretty decent amount of money on those shops, and I was like, why don't I just make my own instead of them, in which I have no problem with, instead of them pocket, because I think Graphic River pockets, I think 40%, and I get 60%. And I'm like, if I just had my own site and I just sold these and it got popular enough, I'd have a lot better profits. And plus, it's kind of cool to have a place that you can call your own, So yeah, I was just like, all right, well, I'm going to do it. And then branding it with the whole zombie thing was sort of a secondary add-on, because I was actually talking to Evan about how I wanted to start a sort of non-gaming creative business, because we do from time to time get non-gaming clients, and I don't really have anywhere to send them other than gamer graphics. So yeah. Yeah.
What?
But so I was toying around with the idea of zombies and stuff, and I kind of was like, oh well, Pixel Zombies is kind of a cool name. And then I was like, gaming is our niche, and why step out of that? I already work at the agency. I don't really need to do a full brand. And then so yeah, that's sort of how it came about. And then I just combined those two sort of ideas into one, and they seem to mesh really, really well. I think it's gonna be pretty awesome.
Nice. It definitely sounds like a cool idea, and I was confused at first, and then especially after I signed up for the newsletter, you really sort of get the scope of what exactly you're going to be getting with this website. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, It is pixelzombies.com, right?
Yes.
Yes, pixelzombies.com. So definitely do yourself a favor and check that out. There's going to be free and paid um,
Yeah.
assets on that site, so
Yeah, we'll have a
definitely worth
section.
checking out.
We'll have a pretty awesome section that is nothing but free files that you can download too. So it'd be cool.
Nice. And I don't know if you guys are going to do this, but I uh, found this font place the other day. I'm going to have to bookmark it because I keep forgetting the name of it. But they do premium paid fonts on their site, and it's all name your price. So if you want to, it's kind of like DIN pattern.
Are you talking about Lost Type?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is called Lost Type.
Yeah.
So you can go there, you can check out their fonts. They have some really nice
Yeah.
fonts on there, and if you've got $1, if you've got $10, $20, $30, whatever you want to throw their way.
Yeah. You can technically put
Great
0
times.
in that donation box and get the fonts for free, but if you're a designer and you're
Jerk
going to
move.
be getting those fonts, I mean, you know how hard it is being a
Yeah.
designer, and especially if you've ever tried your hand at fonts, it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're offering these fonts for technically free if you want, it's pretty awesome. So definitely throw some bucks their way for all the work they're putting into it.
The time that goes into creating something like
Yeah,
that.
buy them a cup of coffee.
Insane. Seriously.
Do
So,
it.
If you want to check that out, definitely do that. Pixelzombies.com. You can check it out and sign up for their newsletter. And they've been sending out freebies and just updates on the site. And I'm sure there'll be some sort of grand opening newsletter that will be going out. So I assume that will probably include some more freebies for the newsletter subscribers.
Well, you
And
just
if not, I just pressured you in.
Yeah, I was like, well, you just made me. Son of a gun. No, that's fine. I was actually planning on doing that anyway.
Yeah, so
Um,
really cool though, really cool, and
Thanks,
I
man.
think it's something that that will help the vast majority of creative people in the community. So very cool, very cool.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if you even want to talk about it, Evan, but is that going to sort of envelop DIN pattern, or are you going to keep that rolling on its own?
It's still on its own, so there'll still be. I mean, everything there is free to use. If we do have, I'm sure we might have uh, some higher res patterns that might be, might go up here and there, but more than likely they would be pretty dirt cheap, and uh, but if we do put like things like patterns, or I would consider that stock actually, you'd probably find a lot of that in the freebie section too. So
Yeah.
um,
Freebie!
So if you guys don't know, Evan runs another resource site called DIN Pattern, DIN pattern.com, and you can go on there, and he's created some high quality seamless patterns for you guys to use, and really cool stuff. Really some cool stuff. I'm actually using one on my website, I think.
cool.
Yeah. Hey, so
So definitely check that out.
not to totally change this subject, but I'm going to change the subject. I found out a really cool thing today within Photoshop CC, and I probably should have already known this, but actually I can probably let me switch up real quick. I just got to show you guys. This is really cool. So let me zoom out here. Let me bring this over. So if you're in Photoshop CC, and you'll see it on the screen here, if you have a font layer, so for example this one here, and then let me bring it over on the screen. Actually, I'll just type a new one out. So I have this font. It's a Google font. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I never will. It's like Rajdhani. Rajdhani. I don't know. But anyway, so let's say it's Rajani bold. We have it 50 points, and we have the color as, we'll just do a red. If you are a web developer and you're kind of extracting assets quickly, you can actually right-click on the text layer and hit Copy CSS. So pretty interesting. So you right-click on the text layer, Copy CSS, and you can do this on any layer. And then I'll go ahead and paste what it copied here. And let me scale this down so you can see it. So it actually copied all of the CSS properties for that font. There's a lot of nonsense that you're not going to need, like obviously index level 7, that is actually because it's the 7th layer in the Photoshop document. It has a bunch of position and stuff like that. But pretty much from here up, these are all properties that you can just copy. So text align center, line height, text transform is uppercase, font weight bold, color, RGB, font family, font size, and it actually creates a little class for you as well. It's pretty cool. I never knew about it.
Makes like PSD to HTML.
Yeah, and then you can,
HTML and CSS.
Yeah, like if you have like a button or something, you can right click and copy that CSS, and it'll copy the width and all that stuff. So just
I love how it gives you 13.837.
Yeah, I don't know. It's that's probably, oh yeah, that's because I don't have my,
very specific.
I have it on points instead of pixels within my Photoshop right now, so it's probably messing with it. But still pretty cool that they did that. They're definitely Photoshop's getting a lot more in tune with web design, with the incorporation of guide layouts, because before with like CS6 you'd have to get a plugin that I used every day too called Guide, and you can essentially open up Guide and say, okay, I want 12 columns, I want the columns to be 30 pixel width, I want a 5 pixel pad or margins, or gutter I should say, and and then 15 pixel margin on the left and right. Well, now within Photoshop you can actually go to view new guide layout and actually tell exactly the same thing, column, rows, width, gutter, margin, and all that stuff, and it'll actually create your guide layout. So it's pretty, I'm glad that they're kind of realizing that a lot of people use Photoshop for web comps.
Yeah,
that's all I've ever used. I mean, it's the only program that I've come across that you could be pixel perfect. As far as,
I had one guy the other day be like, "Why do you design all your websites in Photoshop and not InDesign?" And I'm like,
yeah,
because
I've heard a couple arguments on that. I'm always still going to go back to Photoshop, but the whole InDesign, and even there's a lot of articles that are actually saying Illustrator would be good for web design too, and a part of that reason is for SVGs. So from Illustrator you can essentially export your SVGs out rather than pasting smart objects within Photoshop and then having to go back into Illustrator and get your SVGs to build your sprites or whatever you're going to build. And then but I don't know, and then you can have more canvases than one, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I can see where it's better in some aspects, but at the end of the day, I mean, Photoshop is just fine, and there's really zero limitations with what you can do. So I just think it's the best. I've heard a lot of people say, just use like a program called Sketch and some others like that, where they're more like wireframe based. You can still put text and buttons and stuff like that, but you don't have to get into all the crazy details and stuff. But I mean, that's the fun part, right?
Yep.
Coming up with a cool look and feel and changing it up. So.
Yep. That's it's interesting because I've actually got one website that I'm working on right now from the PSD, so I know how to write all the code anyways, but I'd be interested to see on some of the stuff what it'd come up with. It's got some gradient borders and stuff like that. I wonder how advanced. Wonder if it does CSS3 related stuff like that.
Man, I doubt that, but now I am intrigued. I need to see.
Does it do shorthand? Does it write the shorthand versions of stuff?
Are you talking about like Sass? Or what are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
no. Like combining, like if you're gonna call a border width, it's all.
Oh, right. No, it actually doesn't. It actually does font dash size colon and then the size and then semicolon and then font family and then color rather than putting it all in. I know exactly what you're talking about. No, it doesn't do
No,
that.
like for a border, does it do border dash top, border dash bottom, border dash left, border dash right?
I want to check.
Probably.
Probably it does. Um, so
Real pain.
yeah, I just put like
Don't
a
write your code like that.
yeah. I just
Ever.
put a layer mask on a layer, and all it did was pick up the background color. But now I want to actually put like a true gradient and see if that will actually um, pick up the gradient, which will be interesting because you can do multiple gradients with CSS too. You can have like a 3 color gradient. So, but.
Did it work?
It sure did. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it did background image Moz. It did the WebKit, linear
Wow.
gradient, and then it just gives my RGB value 0%, RGB value 100%. So yeah, it'll do true if you have a true gradient. Now
Dang.
you can't do like a color. You can't do a layer style gradient because
Yeah.
it needs to be a essentially, I don't know the word, but a pure like layer.
Created with a gradient tool.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you can't. Like if I put a drop shadow in this, I don't know if it'll actually copy the layer style attributes. It
That's
might.
pretty sweet.
Will it write like box shadow and everything?
Let me see. Yes, it does. Box shadow 2.5 pixel.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it spits out some quick CSS.
That's pretty impressive. I mean,
That's pretty cool, man. I mean, it really
pretty
is.
advanced programming as
Yeah.
far as CSS is concerned.
Yeah.
I wonder. I'm gonna have to play around with that because there's times when I'll see a PSD that needs to be coded, but they'll do things where the drop shadow has like a blend mode on it, or things like that, and it's
And
CSS you can't do. You have to do a specific color. So I wonder
Right.
how it handles things like that.
let's see. Well, my drop shadow is on multiply and it's at 75%. And if I copy that CSS and paste it, the box shadow attributes that it gives me is box shadow 2.5 pixel, 4.33 pixel, 5 pixel, 0. So that's my positioning. And then it gives me
Yeah.
an RGBA. So there's my opacity. So it's 000 because it's black, and then
It's
0.75.
not black. Yep.
Yep. So
Okay.
it's not going to pick up any crazy blending modes. It's just going to give me a solid color along with the opacity for that alpha.
Still, that's pretty interesting.
It's definitely going to make things a little quicker.
Yep, especially if you're just starting out, and you're familiar with Photoshop, but you want to get into the CSS side of things. Could definitely help you out big time.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and do the giveaway here, and then we'll wrap this up.
Okay.
We wrap it up first, then we'll do the giveaway.
Oh, you want to do that first?
Yeah, let's just do that off stream.
Okay. All right, so that is season 2, episode 1, guys. Again, we're extremely excited about the new season coming up. I hope you enjoyed the new segments and the changes. And if you guys come at us with pitchforks, we will get rid of Travis. No, we're really happy to have him, and we look forward to having the other guys back in their regular spots throughout the season as well, and our special guest. So make sure that you're following the progress. If you can't make it to the streams on Monday night, the show will be up most likely on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm gonna say Wednesday, and if it gets up on Tuesday, then you guys can all bow down and thank me for that.
Early.
So I will try my hardest to get out on Tuesday, but Wednesday for sure. Over on YouTube.com/CtrlZcast. You can also check us out. Submit your questions and your artwork to us on Twitter at CtrlZcast. and we will try to answer your questions and check out your art as often as possible. And of course, for the live shows every Monday, this is our new home, twitch.tv/ControlZcast. I saw some people saying ControlZcast.com, which is on the overlay, doesn't work. It doesn't right now. We do own the domain, but we just haven't decided what we're going to do with that yet. So
Oh, she probably forwarded that or something.
yeah, we'll probably end up forwarding that to the YouTube channel or something like that. But
Until we get a kick-ass site.
till we get a kick-ass set. Evan's gonna design that, by the way. So
Yeah, he already
just
volunteered to do all the
Right.
code and
all the code.
yeah,
programming.
everything. No, he didn't do that.
Travis designed a banner.
No, it's on me now. Just you wait, you boy. Yep.
Travis designed a banner that specifically requires Flash.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's going up soon.
Oh, then just you really wait.
That's funny. Don't forget about Evan's. Don't forget about Evan's challenge as well. Make sure you guys submit those. Tweet at the Twitter with your picture of your one color logo.
One color logo. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with as well. And of course, if we get time throughout the week, we might contribute our own submissions. So definitely check out those challenges, and we look forward to the rest of the season with you guys. And make sure you spread the word, because the more the show grows, the better it will get. So as far as the giveaway there, Travis, how would you want to do that?
Oh, I actually already had people that want to enter or tweet at you. So once we turn the stream off, we're gonna choose a winner.
All right, sweet. So definitely you're going to want to follow the Twitter right now at CtrlZcast, and we'll be announcing the winner of that PayPal here shortly. Anything
All right.
before we sign off, guys?
Yeah, I want you to send me that goblet.
The goblet. It's
Yeah,
on
just-
its way. I already sent
Okay,
it.
thank you.
I don't even know your address, but I know it.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the live stream, and thank you for watching if you're on YouTube. I'm excited to be a part of this show. It's been great. Episode 2. More great stuff.
Next week. All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye. I had eggs this morning.